going to say at this moment is what we're going to do right now is we are going to put a piece of the earth in our little model. Now we're not going to demonstrate it yet, but we are going to do that. We're going to do this video in a couple of different steps, but we're heading towards a woodland area, a riparian zone, and we're going to put a piece of the earth in our little model. I'm really watching out for poison ivy, as you should as well, and I think we found a spot right on scenic. So I'm just coming into this little woodland area, and I'm not going to go very deep. You can go in other places too, but what I'm looking for is a sort of a woodland type area, and this is also the riparian zone. It's the upper bank, but it's the riparian zone of Coal Creek, where I monitor. So I'm putting my model down. I don't like the shovel that I've got. It was the one I brought from the office. I like a shovel that has more of a point, but I donated my own shovel to the Blue Thumb program, and then I lost it somewhere. So we'll see if I can dig up some forest. So I've loosened the earth. And I'm now going to put earth in. I'm going to try to put it in just as I found it here. The bottom is going into the bottom of the, you don't want to put it in upside down or anything. You have to pull, I just want to point out to you, you have to remove some of the earth to make it fit. This is a good exercise in getting your hands dirty. There's not a doggone thing wrong with getting your hands dirty. In fact, all the different smells that come from the earth probably will help your mood. Now I'm trying to kind of squish this into here, and we're going to work on this a little bit more when we get out of the woodland here. But I want to be sure I have everything I need to make my model work. Because I want to give my model the best opportunity possible to truly act like the surface of the earth, so that when I use it with groups, they're going to be able to go, wow, I can see how this works now. And it might even inspire some people to change the way they manage the property, or at least change how they look at it. Now, I'm going to have to get some surface. Because I'm going to get a representative surface. Because when I was squishing this into the container, I kind of lost the duff. That duff on the forest floor. I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit of grass right here. Because this is real grass from the surface of the earth where I am. I don't feel bad about trying to get this bad boy in here and start it growing. Once I get this completed, it'll be amazing that I can keep it out in my yard, and I can use this time after time. Now the one thing that I have to be careful of is if I'm using it with groups and I keep watering it, well, it might get waterlogged. I've got to let it dry out just a little bit, or it won't act as I expect it to. Let me go ahead and get some of the earth. And right here at the edge of the forest, we've got a mixture of grasses, small shrubs, we got trees, but we have a lot of leaves where these trees lost their leaves in the autumn. So we got a lot of leaves. I'm going to just try to mimic. I'm trying to mimic in my hand what I see in the real world that I'm trying to help people learn about. So I have got this bad boy. I feel good about it. We're going to take it out of here now, and you can see it in a little bit better light, a little bit better close up. And it's almost like my own little terrarium. I feel good about it. We're going to walk out of here now. I'm going to shake, and I'm going to kind of repair my hole. I don't know if you've ever heard of the philosophy of leave no trace. It's where when you're out in a natural area, you leave it exactly as you found it, or maybe even better. If you can pick up some trash, I can fill in this hole. And I also want to point this out. The next time I need a forest floor, I can come back to this site. I can dig a hole over a little few feet away. I can put this forest back, and then it can begin to be perfectly a part of the woodland again. Because you do need to replace these now and then, because it's a little model. A little model is a demonstration of the earth, not actually the real way it can all work. So take a look at my forest. And she's zooming in. She's not going to zoom on me. Don't zoom on me! But quite honestly, this little thing is beautiful. It probably weighs about 4 pounds. And I'm knowing that because I've got my arm outstretched while Becky takes her time loving on it. And I like the smell. When I smell this, and also because I just disturbed it, it's going to have greater smell. But you can smell the fungus in there. You can smell the breakdown of plant matter. This is how the earth works. Does your yard have anything that resembles this? Mine does. But anyway, we'll talk more about that. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how you do fill the little model with a new land type. And this is a park that's kept mowed pretty low. It's got good diversity, but it is kept mowed. So there could come a reason why you want to change out land use types. So I'm going to show you a little bit about doing this. I don't really care for this shovel, but that's what I have to work with. So I'm just going to go down into the earth a little ways. I'm now going to take the lawn I've been using, pop it out. I'm going to keep the plant for the top of it. I'm just going to pop that back in this hole. So I am taking from the earth and I'm giving back. I'm going to put some earth back in. This can be tricky because as we disturb the earth, we do end up with situations where we have more loose soil, so our demonstration could be a little more true if we don't have a lot of soil that we disturbed. So let's get some soil right up in there. Want our little piece of earth to fit in here to some degree. I still don't like my front. I think it needs a little more earth in it. Not sure how I'm going to best deal with that. But if you are trying to make this a lesson for children, doing this part can also end up being its lesson. Because you can have the young people with you just put a clump of earth in their hand. You can break it apart. You can feel the roots in it. You can look for any life. You can smell it. The soil has its own smell, and a lot of what we're smelling is fungus and different bacteria. And when you hear the word bacteria, don't always assume it's something that's going to make you sick or something that's bad. Because all the life in this soil, there's a whole lot more life we cannot see than what we can see. Healthy soil, whether it's in our yards, in the farms that grow the foods that feed us, healthy soil is critical. And if we have healthy soil around us, it's going to be a lot easier for me to keep this little stream, Coal Creek, clean. Because healthy soil helps rain to function like it's supposed to and helps clean water to go into our local streams and rivers. So I filled up my little hole. I'm practicing leave no trace. And I'm fairly happy with what we've got collected here. A little bit of bare soil but as a couple of days go by, if I will let this little bad boy sit in my lawn by, it'll heal a little bit because, you know, we've broken some roots and stuff. And then voila, I'm ready to go out and educate the next group about what happens when